Hi everyone. I often get asked by people, especially new investors to the market, to how do you pick stocks for trading. So today's video, I'm going to show you a very simple technique to identify and shortlist promising stocks and promising industry sectors based on historical movement. Now this is going to be done using a tool called NSE, which is National Stock Exchange Bhav Copy. So let's start. So guys, as you can see, we are at the NSE website. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the market data tab and I'm going to go to daily market reports. Once I do that, I'm going to search for Bhav copy. And this is going to be the data for 14th of July. Once I do that, I'm going to go to the Bhav copy file and I'm going to go to the market report and I'm going to click on download. Okay. Once I do that, once I have these files, let's start with the market activity report. So here you see it's given an overview of how Nifty moved yesterday, along with the traded value, total quantity, number of trades, and the total market cap of all the shares which were traded there. Now what you can see is you can see not only an overview of Nifty but also the sectoral indices. For example, equal weighted index, mid cap index, IT, banking, etc. So what, along with the parameters, open, high, low, close, and the gain and loss. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a column here which I'm going to call percentage gain or loss. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to convert this to percentage. So what you do is you're simply going to take the absolute value of gain or loss and divide it by the closing. Right? As simple as that. Once you do that, I'm going to apply this to all the values. Now that I have this, I'm going to convert it to percentage, add a few decimals. Now I'm going to sort and filter these values from largest to smallest. Right, so as you can see guys, one thing that stands out is that Nifty Pharma seems to have performed relatively decently, judging by the poor performance of Nifty yesterday. It's made a moderately decent gain of around 0.5%. And if we look at the lower end of the spectrum, we can see that banking, metals, auto, these have all had losses of between 2 to 3%. So any trader would look at stocks within these, look to short them based on the historical performance. So let me highlight this in red. So this is just for your internal reference. You can look at other sectors as well. Entirely up to you. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the Bhav copy report, which is going to have data on individual stocks. Okay, so let's go. So here you can see guys, you have report on the open, high, low, close, the traded quantity, the traded value, as well as the timestamp. And this is for yesterday. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this. This is not of any relevance to us. And I'm going to add a new column, just like I did for the market activity report, percentage gain or loss. Okay, now what I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take the difference between the last traded value and the previous day's close and divide it by the previous day's close, which will of course give me the percentage gain and loss. Now that I do that, I'm going to convert this to percentage. Add the decimals here, and once again I'm going to sort this from largest to smallest. Okay. So now that we have these sorted values with us, what we're going to do is we're going to place a filter to ensure that we only have liquid stocks. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to ensure that the total traded quantity is greater than 1 million. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a filter, and here I'm going to do a greater than million. Once I do that, I'm going to only get those liquid stocks which have experienced good price movements. For example, you look at Berkshire Hathaway, you look at Bodil Chemicals, Zensar Technologies, so there's an IT stock, Eveready Batteries, Rallis, Gammon Infra, TV18 Broadcasting. So there's a lot of these stocks which are very liquid, which have more than 1 million traded quantity, and they have shown pretty good gain history. So any prospective day trader or investor would be very interested in these stocks. to enter a position in these stocks. Now, I'm going to do a separate video where I'm going to talk about how to enter and exit the shortlisted stocks at the right time. If you look at the bottom end of the spectrum, you're going to see a lot of promising stocks there as well, where you can take short positions to make money. Example of this is Everready, again a battery company. Then you have RBL Bank, India Bulls Housing Finance, Hindustan Copper. So you would be noticing very interestingly the analysis which we had done in the market report tells us that banking, steel and metals are not doing very well, and this is actually borne out by the data that we're seeing for the individual stocks. Let me mark these in red. So this is the end of the video, guys. Please put a like, subscribe and comment. It'll mean a lot to me. Thank you so much for watching this video.